Goku would launch a ki blast against Broly, and then hit him to send him against one of the walls. I must take the opportunity to help the others at this time. Goku was ready to teleport, when suddenly, Broly would rise and would be furious. Broly would start to release energy from his body, and that energy would hit some areas where the villains were, but it would also go towards the students. Damn! Midoriya and the others were scared by that, but Goku would appear in front of Midoriya and start to stop those attacks with energy blasts. However, the villain was still there and would take advantage of this distraction to surround everyone and lock them up with his quirk. He would quickly teleport Goku away from that place so that he would not interfere. Goku was more focused on stopping Broly's attack that he would not notice and would be teleported away from them. Broly would go towards the villain, but the villain would realize and create a portal at the last second in front of him since Broly was coming in that direction. Broly would be teleported along with Goku because he did not want to interfere with them. As well as Goku and Broly, the students would also be teleported to different areas of the place. Meanwhile, All Might was on his way. As he was not injured, he would arrive sooner in the original story. Midoriya had fallen into the water, and when he was about to be attacked by one of the villains, Asui-san would help him. Thank you, Asui-san.
Call me Suyu.
This became a bad situation. The villains knew about the Academy's program, and maybe how to get Goku out of their way. Speaking of which, I don't see Goku here.
He probably went to drop him off at a place so you can't stop him. Remember, he's the strongest of the class, but his plan is really to kill All Might. Once All Might comes back, he will defeat it, guys. Maybe they have a way to do it, and that's why they're doing it.
The conversation would be the same as in the original story, until they decided to act against the villains. There is only one way to win. After telling him that, Midoriya would jump out of the boat he was in and prepare to launch his power. This time, he would just use his fingers to attack. The energy of his power would be concentrated in his finger just like he did when he threw the baseball, causing the air pressure to go into the water, causing a huge whirlpool that would start taking the villains to the center of it. Now, Suyu! Suyu was jumping out of the boat to catch Midoriya. Why are you acting so calm, Midoriya? Mineta would clench his fists and start throwing the balls from his head into the water, making everyone slowly latch onto them.
I guess we won the first round. You guys are awesome.
While Midoriya and the rest of the students were fighting the villains, the battle against Broly continued not far from that building. Goku, for the moment, was able to control the situation as the battle was level. It looks like everything is under control. I can stop Broly as soon as possible to help the others, Goku thought as he continued to attack Broly. Broly would launch a powerful energy attack from his mouth in Goku's direction. Goku would dodge it, but if he did, the attack would cause great damage to the place, so he prepared to receive it. He would grab the attack with his hands, trying to stop it, or deflect it to the sky. Damn it! His attack is more powerful than I expected! Goku said as he used more strength to send the attack to the ground. Broly was approaching Goku at full speed. Goku quickly sent Broly's attack to the sky, but it was too late because Broly was in front of him and would hit him in Goku's stomach. Goku would take a lot of damage, but he would get up and start to counterattack. Goku would repeatedly hit Broly, but each time it seemed that Broly didn't take as much damage. Broly was still out of control and would attack Goku without taking a breath. While this was happening, the students would manage to evade and defeat the villains attacking them. However, there were still villains left standing fighting Aizawa. Tomura would decide to approach Aizawa. Midoriya, Tsuya, and Mineta would be watching Aizawa's battle. Aizawa would use his belt against Tomura, but Tomura would manage to evade them. However, Aizawa would pull the belt, making Tomura get close to him and hit him in the stomach. But Tomura would manage to grab his arm with his hand before receiving that hit. It's hard to see you because you keep moving from one side to the other, but there's a moment when your hair looks good. Aizawa was surprised by what he said. It's when an action ends, Tomura said as he started to disintegrate Aizawa's arm little by little. And the space is getting shorter and shorter. Don't try too hard. Midoriya and the others watched the scene helplessly, but Aizawa could get rid of Tomura, but his arm was hurt. My elbow is shaken! Aizawa said while he was still being attacked by the villains, but he managed to defend himself from them.
That particular one isn't made for long fights against large groups, is it?
It's not much different from your usual job. You're good at short fights and surprise attacks, aren't you? Yet you jumped into a fight in front of us. Was it to get Aizawa together with your students? Aizawa was quite agitated and kept attacking even for the villains, but kept fighting.
You're great. By the way, I'm not the last boss.
While Tomura said that, Aizawa looked at Nomu, who was behind him. Nomu grabbed Aizawa with one of his huge hands and started to hurt him. At the entrance of the 13th place, he used his quirk to stop a villain. Your quirk is amazing. However, you are a hero working to rescue people from disaster. As I expected, your battle experience is less than half of a normal hero, said the villain as he opened a portal in front of him and another behind him, causing his quirk to turn him into dust. Everyone witnessed in horror at what was happening, seeing their options running out. Sato was telling Iida to run.
Run fast, Iida!
Iida would remember 13's words and decide to run towards the entrance. One of the kids wasn't separated. We're just waiting for everyone to be able to, said the villain as he opened a portal in front of Iida. If you call other teachers, it'll be hard for us. While this was going on, Midoriya and the rest were still witnessing that creature torturing Aizawa.
I'll tell you, he is the anti-symbol of the peace and bioengineering called nomu.
The students would help Iida so that he could get to the entrance and go out to ask for help. Iida would get out and go at full speed to ask for help. He went to ask for help. That's the end of the game. Meanwhile, the creature tortured Aizawa and broke one of his arms.
You can erase quirks! That's wonderful, but nothing impressive. Against too great a power, it would be called no quirk.
Nomu would break Aizawa's other arm after he tried to erase its quirk.
I'm sure that having erased his quirk, that means that without it, he's very strong. It's as strong as All Might.
Suddenly, Kurogiri would appear next to Tomura.
Kurogiri, you killed 13?
I put 13 out of action, but there were students I didn't manage to disperse, and one of them escaped.
Eh?
Tomura would start to get annoyed by Kurogiri's mistake.
If you weren't the transportation portal, I'd cut you to pieces,
Tomura said, rather annoyed, while scratching his neck roughly. Meanwhile, in the fight between Goku and Broly, Broly was releasing more and more power, and Goku realized this and decided to finish before he could transform and get enough power to defeat him.
I'm sorry, Broly, but it's for the good of everyone.
Goku would begin to gather energy in his hands to create a powerful Kamehameha. Broly, seeing that he wanted to attack him, rushed against him. Goku would quickly launch his attack against Broly. The attack would hit him and send him to the building where the others were, since they were not far away. The students could see how a big attack went through the glass of the building and then exploded. Tomura and Kurogiri witnessed this too, and realized that they were in a bad situation.
We can't fight a dozen professionals, and we can't fight that guy at the same time either. It's game over. I don't want the game to end now. Let's go home.
Goku saw that Broly didn't get up again after that attack and decided to return to his base state since he didn't need all his strength.
I'll take care of them now,
Goku said while looking at Tomura.
I have a bad feeling about this, Midoriya. Yes, so they can retreat after all this? Didn't they want to kill All Might? If they leave like this, the school will increase its security level. What's going on? What are these guys planning?
Tomura noticed how Goku was staring at him, so he would act fast.
Before we go, let's hit some of their pride as a symbol of peace,
he said as he quickly approached Midoriya and the rest.
Midoriya!
When Goku headed towards Tomura, he would suddenly be hit with an incredible force that would send him flying. It was nothing more and nothing less than Broly who would have risen despite that damage, but this time in his Super Saiyan state, so that blow was fatal for Goku since he was in his base state. Broly was preparing to launch a powerful energy attack towards Goku to finish him off. Goku, after that attack that took him by surprise, would be weakened. Meanwhile, Tomura approached his hand towards Tsuyu, taking advantage that Goku could not intervene but would not be able to damage it since Aizawa would get tired to tackle its quirk.
You really are a great Eraserhead.
But he would be knocked to the ground by Nomu. Then Midoriya would jump towards Tomura in order to attack him.
Damn, this guy is clearly different from our enemies. Goku's in trouble, so I can't count on his help. I must save Tsuyu and escape. I must remember my training with Goku. Let her go!
Midoriya shouted as he prepared to attack Tomura and finally use his power against him. And as he used it, everything around him shook from the ball of air that his fist released. After using it against Tomura, Midoriya noticed that his arm was not broken.
I did it! I was able to do a smash wall again.
What a good move, your smash. Are you a follower of All Might? Great. It will be fine with you. Nomu would take Midoriya by the arm and would be about to finish him, but Tsuyu tried to save him. Meanwhile, Tomura would bite when trying to grab them with his hands, and at the same time, Broly would release all his power to Goku to finish him. Everything seemed lost at that moment. Until a great roar was heard at the entrance, and in the place where Goku was, it was nothing more and nothing less than All Might that had arrived, and Goku had released the Ultra Instinct. Now, everything is fine because I'm here. Those words were heard while Goku looked at Broly and All Might and Nomu. Goku would receive a quick attack from Broly, but it wouldn't affect him at all.
Oh, now this will continue.